What's going on, NBA fans? These Memphis Grizzlies continue to find themselves in the news. Now, I love rivalries, but these guys are constantly brewing up some stuff that they really ain't really contributing to. Look, Dillion Brooks went at Draymond Green, and Draymond Green responded and annihilated Dillion Brooks. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit more right after this.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
Now, look, if you're joining me today, go ahead and like the channel and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I want to jump right into it. These comments from Dillion Brooks going into Draymond and then just going over the response from Draymond Green and how crazy it was and how I don't see nothing but facts when Draymond responded to Dillion Brooks' hate. Dillion Brooks was interviewed, I believe, by ESPN, and tonight they have a matchup, I believe, against the Golden State Warriors. But Dillion Brooks went on to say, I don't like Draymond at all. I just don't like Golden State. I don't like anything to do with them. Draymond talks a lot, gets away with a lot too. His game is cool with Golden State, but if you put him anywhere else, you're not going to know who Draymond is. He plays with heart, plays hard, knows the ins and out of that defense. I guess that's why they like him out there. Dillion Brooks. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and continue to get into the quotes and the comments from these people, and then I'm gonna dissect it a little more. So y'all heard those from Dillion Brooks. Now we got to talk about the annihilation that Draymond put on Dillion Brooks to just set him straight, in my opinion. Draymond says, I quite frankly wouldn't like a team that beats me all the time either. You talk a lot now. So if you have 4 rings, sure, you talk a lot more. 4 All-Stars, you probably talk a little bit more. Defensive Player of the Year, you damn sure will talk more. 2 Olympic gold medals, you definitely will be talking because that means you will beat Team USA. We all know how that goes. If you ever wonder why the Memphis Grizzlies is not ready to compete for a championship, look no further than this idiot right here. They're actually depending on this guy to help them win a championship. And he says his game is cool. Quite frankly, that just shows you how little you know about basketball. And yet you run around talking about a dynasty. The dynasty starts after you, not with you. I'm trying to figure out why they like you in Memphis, or do they even like you in Memphis? That's a better question. I'm not sure. Your teammates like you, but I can tell you why they like me over in Golden State. When you contribute in the way I have contributed to 4 championships, they tend to like you. End quote from Draymond Green. Now let's dive right into it. Look, me, I'm going to just preface this and I'm going to get it out. And I'm sure every other NBA fan is going to agree with me when we say we love rivals in the NBA. We love when players talk smack to each other. We love when it's not a lot of kiki and a ha-ha on the court. We love when there is straight competition and guys on the court that want to show that dog mentality on the court. We all love it. And if you disagree, let me know in the comment box. But I'm pretty sure everyone agrees with that point, right? But the Grizzlies still haven't learned to shut the hell up, y'all. They haven't done anything, but they talk the loudest. They haven't done anything, but yet they talk the loudest. Yes, you've been in the top 4 in the Western Conference the last 2 years, but you have not even reached a Western Conference Finals, let alone a NBA Finals. Come on now. Let's look at the facts. The Golden State Warriors put y'all out the playoffs last year and then went on to win the championship. Y'all called for the Christmas game this season over the offseason, showed up to the game, and y'all lost on Christmas. Then y'all had a chance to go against to face the Golden State Warriors in January, and y'all lost again. Y'all lost again, Dillion Brooks. Bro, at this particular moment, it's best to just be quiet, bro. Show these guys what you play. Stop the lip service. It's good. But I understand if you was to go out there and beat these guys and then go ahead and start talking your smack, but you haven't even done that. And even if you beat them in the regular seasons like you did a few years ago, you still lost to these guys in the playoffs when it really mattered, and that led to them going on to win a championship, bro. Going on to win a championship. Y'all are saying y'all a dynasty. You can't be a dynasty if you haven't won a championship yet. You definitely need more than one to be a dynasty. Now, don't get me wrong. It's all fun. We love to see it. We know that when these guys match up against each other, it's going to be intense. It's going to be intense. It's going to be fun to watch because we're going to see two teams going at it, which something competitors like myself, we love to see. But, bro, you just keep adding fuel to the fire of a championship pedigree, the championship pedigree that the Golden State Warriors have. A lot of teams cannot compete with them. And it's not just what they do on the floor, it's the head coach on the sideline that knows how to coach basketball to a level that most teams just can't live up to. This guy, Draymond Green, is a 4-time champion, and guarantee that most of those championships they do not get with Draymond Green. In Draymond Green comments, he mentioned that he is one of the main reasons why the defense is the way it is, because of his intellect. If you really sit down and watch basketball, you know that Draymond Green is very intellectual when it comes down to the game. He knows basketball. So to say, now we don't know how he would fare in his prime in any other location, because systems matter, coaching matters, players around matters. But what we cannot deny is that this guy has been one of the most important pieces on the Golden State Warriors. If we was going from 1 through 3 between Steph, Clay, and Draymond, I'm putting Draymond at number 2, simply because you know Steph Curry, we know what he brings, we know how electrifying he is, we know that he's an all-time great, a future Hall of Famer, and that he changed the game forever. Draymond Green, the way that he runs the offense with his intellect is just top notch, bro. Top notch. Right now, a lot of people are clamoring of what Nikola Jokic is doing, the Joker is doing as the point center. But it still hasn't translated to those wins. Like Draymond Green running the point guard position has translated to wins and championships. Not just wins, but championships. And then you got to get a man credit, bro. Defensive player of the year. He definitely had a run, and he could have had at least another one at the minimum. Could have had another one. Should have been a 2-time defensive player of the year, in my opinion. And then just offensively, for a lot of people that look to the box score and be like, well, what's Draymond averaging? He averaging a triple single because Charles Barkley put it out there, but not knowing that a lot of those shots and a lot of that openness and a lot of that free-flowing offense is able to run the way that it runs simply because Draymond Green handles himself in a way that not a lot of players can handle themselves. Draymond Green is bro, he's right on point with this. When you win all this stuff, when you keep accomplishing all these goals, when you just keep being one of the most dominant, one of the most important pieces of this dynasty that has been running on for years and years and years in the Golden State Warriors, bro, you get to talk a little bit more. I don't believe that the Memphis Grizzlies has the nerve to talk a little bit more right now, because all the turmoil that they're going through, and that's just something I don't want to really get into, but all the losses that you have faced against the Golden State Warriors, they own you guys right now, and that's just the reality. So it's best to just go ahead and be the hell quiet Dillion Brooks. I'm one of the guys, Dillion Brooks, that believe you should be traded. Me personally, I believe you should be traded. I believe Ja Morant needs a better run. He needs a solid running mate. Something. A better two guard. My suggestion was trying to see if they can get rid of you, Dillion Brooks, in Desmond Bain and grab a Bradley Beal because I believe that he's a proven scorer that can get his own shot at any given moment and has takeover ability. I've never seen Dillion Brooks take over a game. I've never seen it. So when Draymond come out and prefaces his comments by saying, bro, you sure the dynasty starts with you? Because I believe it starts after you. And I'm on board with that statement by Draymond Green. The dynasty starts after you. I don't believe the Memphis Grizzlies win unless they can find him, Ja Morant, a good running mate, like a good number two, a solid number two that can get his own shot. I know Steve-O was one of the guys who said, hey, what if Jaylen Brown gets tired of playing with Jason Tatum and wants to be the man? Can Jaylen Brown match up next to Ja Morant? That's a very good pairing. That is us hopefully wishing that something happens. We don't know how the Boston Celtics situation will play out for years to come. But Ja Morant next to Jaylen Brown, that's something to very, very think about. And I'm guaranteeing if that trade was to happen, Dillion Brooks, you will be out the door. So I say all this, bro, just to say the Memphis Grizzlies right now with all y'all names in the news, it's best to shut up. It's clearly not, you guys, it was reports that Steven Adams had words with y'all, and this clearly ain't working. I don't know if the coach needs to sit y'all down and tell y'all to shut the hell up, but something needs to be done because right now, you just can't compete right now with the Golden State Warriors until you guys beat them in the playoffs. If you beat them tonight, cool, fine. But when are you going to beat them when it really matters and you're trying to get to compete for a championship? Because we don't know what the West is gonna, how the standards are gonna go with everything so congested. These guys can be your first round matchup. And if y'all are facing them in the first round, y'all going home. In my opinion, you're going home. So it's best to preface your comments and just be like, hey, that's them, that's Golden State. I just want to play. To go on and say all that and specifically point somebody out, now you just add more fuel to the fire because now you got Klay Thompson, who's definitely coming back into form and killing. Now you got Steph Curry back in the lineup healthy. Andrew Wiggins is coming back. He's going to be healthy. You got Jordan Poole over there, DiVincenzo. You got Kuminga coming in doing his thing. It's not looking good, Dillion Brooks. So bro, at this particular moment, at some point, y'all going to have to humble yourselves, get some maturity, and shut the hell up. That's just what it is. And that's all I got to say, man. Y'all let me know about the Draymond Green, Dillion Brooks in the comments. Y'all let me know about everything that we talked about today in the comments below. If you like what you heard today, hit the like button and subscribe. If you want to follow me or any other contributor to NBA Central, hit us up collectively at NBA Central Show at gmail.com, on Twitter at NBA Central Pod. And if you want to give us your feedback or your comments, your questions concerned about anything that we talked about today or something that we did not cover, send something to the voicemail at 773-270-2799. This is another episode of NBA Central. I'm Bobby. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.